Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we are going to look at Halloween and the people who are trying to ruin it. Let's get the history out of the way first. Halloween comes from Ireland, and if you think about it, if you think about what Halloween is, people dressing up to get away from monsters, that shit could have only come from my drunken ancestors. Only the Irish could have come up with this shit. Seamus, why do you have a sheet on your head? I'm a ghost. I see that, but why are you a ghost? So the monsters don't get me. Bloody hell, that's brilliant. That shit only my ancestors could have come up with. And God bless them for it, because I love Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday and has been as long as I can remember. But for me, Halloween took on an even more special meaning when I was 14. When I was 14, my mom died, and 6 months later, my older brother took his own life. And when you're in that situation, you really suddenly understand how every holiday is about family. Every holiday is about getting together with your family and doing things. Christmas, even 4th of July, it's going to a family barbecue, or Easter, Thanksgiving, all of these things are family holidays. The only one where you get to be an individual is Halloween, and it was the only one that I really felt was still a meaningful part of my life. 2/5 of my family was gone, so Christmas just seemed hollow, whereas on Halloween I got to be whoever I wanted to be, if only for a day. And the whole world joined in on the fun. So when the SJW started attacking Halloween, it really hit me hard and really pissed me off, because for me, Halloween was always a day of fun and a day of escapism and a day to just let loose and have a good time. And these fucking assholes keep trying to mess it up. And today we're going to be talking about one of those assholes.
Hey guys.
Well, hello there, little white girl. I do hope you're here to tell me how I should behave given your vast worldly experiences.
But I think it's really important and something I've never really addressed, and that is cultural appropriation and just offensive costumes around Halloween time and things that you just shouldn't do or shouldn't wear on Halloween.
Oh yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about you telling me how I should behave. Somehow I don't think you're going to like my part of the conversation, though.
Now, of course, this is a free country. You can dress however you want to, but just be prepared to have a conversation if someone does come up to you and says that your costume is offensive.
Thank you so much for that warning. Now let me give you one of my own. If you approach me to tell me how inappropriate my costume is, I'm going to give you 7 different ways you can go fuck yourself. And I'm going to be very colorful about it. I don't think your skin is thick enough for that conversation, so maybe you should just sit the fuck down.
And it's actually kind of early in the morning, so I got my coffee.
Wait, are you drinking coffee? Are you Ethiopian? That's as far back as we can trace coffee usages back to Ethiopia. If you're not Ethiopian, you really shouldn't be drinking that. See how fucking retarded this conversation can get? See how dumb it can be if you want to make everything about whose culture started and did what? Yeah, I know. You don't.
That if you've ever dressed up as one of these things that I'm going to talk about, or just have worn an offensive costume in the past, I totally get that that's probably not what you were going for. You probably weren't putting it on like, I'm making fun of this whole culture and I'm doing a power play and showing them that I'm still in power. A lot of times it's just an innocent decision that people make because they want to be sexy, but they want to be also creative and clever with their costume.
So you willingly accept that I wasn't trying to offend anybody, that I was doing nothing to show supremacy, but you're going to call me a bigot anyway, aren't you? You're going to tell me that even though I have no intentions of being bigoted, I still am. Because words don't have meaning to you fucking people.
Personally, I have done it in the past. As we all know, I did the insane asylum, escapee, like prisoner, makeup tutorial thing for my channel. And at the time, I was not aware of how offensive that actually was.
Oh, so you used to do it and now you have a new morality and you're going to force that morality on me. Since when did making fun of lunatics become a bad thing? And what is the proper term for somebody who makes fun of crazy people? Is it a sanitist, a sanityist? What the fuck is the pejorative you'd label me as?
And I know I'm going to get a lot of comments saying, well, we live in such a PC world now, like, do we not have freedom of speech anymore? Maybe it's not so bad to live in a PC culture. You ever think about that?
Have I thought maybe it's not bad to live in a PC culture? Oh no, I haven't thought that, but it's probably because I'm not fucking retarded. I understand that people getting upset over trivial bullshit shouldn't negate the rights of everyone else. Now maybe it's just me, I'm a live and let live kind of monkey, but the idea that thoughts should be controlled doesn't fill me with the same warm fuzzies you SJWs get. I think free speech matters more than your fucking feelings.
So the article starts off introducing like why this even occurs. Why do we even decide to dress up as these things? And this person basically says that you're just kicking that culture while they're down.
Few things bring me greater joy than somebody assigning motives to me that I never fucking had. Most people do not go get their costume as a way to oppress other people. It would be like suggesting somebody dressed up as Batman because they wanted to make fun of orphans. Your argument is just stupid.
It makes a great point that if you are wearing something that you have the privilege to wear safely and not be persecuted for it, where others would be, then don't wear it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, now we have costume privilege? They seriously need to check the air quality in your home. Let's think about this logic for just a moment. If you shouldn't wear something that someone would be persecuted for, and you're going to persecute me for wearing it, then the original person can't fucking wear it because you're oppressing me for wearing it, so they can't wear it. How do you fucking people keep these thoughts in your head and remember to inhale and exhale?
And now when you see these costumes on Halloween, typically they're the stereotypical culture, right? You see someone dressed up as a Mexican wearing a sombrero and a mustache. Like, you just have that stereotypical costume that's not paying an homage to anything, because people in Mexico don't really dress like that.
People in Mexico don't have mustaches or sombreros? Are you sure about that? Can I get a source? This is generalization. This is what you're fighting against. This is stereotyping. Saying that all Mexicans don't do something is fucking stereotyping. That's what you're supposed to be fighting against. I'm so confused here.
Maybe a handful of people actually do.
Now, wait, which is it? Do they dress like that or don't they? I am trying very hard to learn to be a good little white boy, and you're confusing me. You're sending mixed messages.
One of my favorite points in the article that I think, if anything, this is what I want to drive home to you guys. You can be anyone you want to be for a day, but you have no ramifications for it. You can dress up as a terrorist and go to a Halloween party and have a good time, get drunk, whatever, and you have no ramifications on your day-to-day life for wearing that, other than being shamed online because that's a stupid costume.
Okay, did you seriously just suggest we might hurt terrorists' feelings? That somebody who might blow up a building, we should stop and consider how they might feel about our costume? Are you fucking insane? Or did you just accidentally call all Muslims terrorists?
And someone like a Mexican or a Muslim, and they go to a Halloween party and they see people dressed up as their culture, and they can't say anything. I mean, they could, but of course they're going to be seen as sensitive, or they're just overreacting, or they're being too PC.
Somebody who's not Irish getting upset about an Irish custom really doesn't have any room to talk now, do they? That's right, remember, Halloween comes from Ireland. So if there's a Muslim or a Mexican who's upset about the way it's being celebrated, maybe they shouldn't be appropriating my fucking culture.
My favorite quote of life is by Louis C.K. and it says, "When someone tells you that you've hurt them, you don't get to decide that you didn't."
That's just fucking nonsense. What if I said you ran me over with a car? Can you say, no I didn't, I don't even fucking know you, I've never seen you before? Not with your logic. With your logic, I can claim that you did it and make you pay my medical bills. Oh, you're talking about hurt feelings. I can't say that your feelings don't hurt. Well, I can say you're being reactionary and stupid, because sometimes you are. If you get offended over a fucking Halloween costume, you're being reactionary and stupid. You can be as offended as you want about it, but I don't have to pretend that matters in the world. Unless you want to pay all my hospital bills, because I can just blame everything that ever happens to me on you. Say you hurt me. Somehow I don't think you're going to take me up on that, though.
And I think that applies to so many things in life, but also really applies to this situation, because if a culture says that they're offended by something, then it's time to change that.
Who are the spokesmen for each of these cultures? Can we get a list? Because if there's something that I'm doing that's offensive, I'd like to talk to the entire culture, but that's kind of impossible. So I'm assuming you have a spokesman who's telling you that the entire fucking culture is offended by something. Or you're just talking out of your ass yet again. It's odd how many of these campaigns have a little white girl spokesperson speaking for entire cultures that they're not even a part of. Who voted you cultural spokesperson for Muslims and Mexicans and whoever else you've been bitching about here? Was there a vote? Or are you just taking it upon yourself because you're just such a smart little white girl?
You know, there isn't necessarily a stark line of where you go too far. For instance, a Caitlyn Jenner costume, like that to me is tacky and offensive, and I would not, as soon as I saw that even existed, I was like, why would anyone want to do that?
It's very much the way I feel when I see somebody with a fucking ring in their nose, but I'm not telling you you can't do it. What if somebody gets the Caitlyn costume because they actually see her as a hero? Say some trans person out there wants to dress as Caitlyn for Halloween. Are they allowed to? Do they get a transgender pass? And should they like wear a sign around their neck so that nobody comes up and bothers them about their fucking costume? Like a Please don't bother me, I have a social justice warrior pass. You say there's no line, but there's got to be some there has to be some metric we base this on. You can't just blanketly say Caitlyn costumes are bad because you find it offensive that a straight guy might wear it. And if it's okay for a transgender to wear it, it should be okay for a straight guy to wear it. Because if you don't allow both groups to wear it, you are being a fucking bigot. You are putting one group ahead of another.
But I really like how the article points out that erring on the side of PC isn't always a bad thing. And that every costume in its own light can probably be offensive to someone. Even if it's just a gory character costume, it's probably going to offend someone because they don't like gore. So Halloween is just a really, really tricky time of year to figure out a costume where you're not going to offend anyone. And I know it sounds like too overtly PC and like you're just looking for things to be offended by.
It looks like you're just looking at things to be offended by because that's exactly what you're fucking doing. Halloween didn't used to be complicated at all. You put on a fucking costume, you went out and either got candy if you were young, or went to a party and got drunk if you were older, and now you guys have turned it into this major political statement. The only people making this complicated are you. There's no fucking reason for it to be complicated. You're putting way too much thought into it, and you're assigning way too many motives to people who don't have them. Because of your little white guilt, your little SJW guilt, you want to make everybody else change how they behave. You want to take a beautiful, fun holiday and turn it into this PC shitfest. Frankly, I am tired of it, and you can go fuck yourself. Now, there's more to this video, but I'm done. I'm just done. Instead, let's turn to something a little more fun. For me, one of the best parts of starting this channel was when I got my first fan art, and I've been looking for a way to work it into the show here, but couldn't find one, so I'm just going to share it here. I'm not even going to pretend I can say the person's name. It's up there on your screen. There's also going to be a link to her DeviantArt page down bottom. Check it out. She's very talented. I love my monkey, and to see somebody else give me a rendition of what they think he would be is just fucking awesome. That's where we're going to wrap it up today, guys. I am the Ranting Monkey. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share with all your friends, and I will see you next time.